Hi, everyone. Now I'm going to walk you through the second capability which we have added to the allocation product, which is the ability to allocate energy in parallel to allocating volume for any of the gas dispositions for both monthly and daily allocations. So to enable this capability, what we have done is we have added the capability within the allocation config where the user can configure which attribute on the meter readings or on the object readings would be the source of gas energy numbers, which could be both ratio sources as well as volume sources to be used in an allocation run. So a standard volume allocation would essentially have a volume attribute which we need to configure for every object, which could be a allocation ratio source. And in the case of energy allocation, what you would notice is, so this is the standard setup where you would only have the object type, the object subtype, and the reading on the object, which has to be, which essentially houses the volume source, which would be used for ratio allocation or the ratio basis. And when you enable energy allocations for any product, that gets enabled for all the dispositions configured for that product. So in the case of gas, you have sales, you have flare, and you have production. For all the dispositions, you would have energy attribute enabled. And then what you do is you basically configure which attribute on this specific reading source or reading type is actually the source of energy for that day, which will be used as a ratio source if it is configured here, and volume source if it is configured as part of the allocation volumes. The same capability also exists when a user sets up a custom monthly allocation run where the volume and ratio sources are independently again defined vis-a-vis the daily allocation setup. So you would have the energy attribute here as well. And the user can save the allocation config, and then they can go back and run allocation. So the expectation here is every time a daily run or a monthly run for the specific dispositions for which energy, specific product for which energy has been configured, every time a daily or a monthly allocation run is run, in addition to the allocating volumes, the energies are also allocated back to the wells. So let's do one thing. Let's go back and run these allocations again for the same meter for the month of March. So the allocations are running. Yeah, allocations are complete. What we don't currently have is the capability to view these energies on the canvas, which we are working on. But right now, you would notice that as part of the daily allocated volumes, you would notice that the volumes are allocated. In addition to volumes being allocated, the energies are also allocated back to the wells. Let me just know. So if you look at the modified time, so yeah, at 5:20, 4 p.m., you would see that the daily volumes are also written. In addition to the dailies, you would also see that the monthly volumes are written for this specific well. In addition to the volumes being allocated, the energies are also allocated back to the wells at 5:28. In addition to this, you would also notice that the disposition point-based readings, because for all the three dispositions, the disposition point based allocation was also enabled for this network. So you would notice that the disposition point based results are also available. And in addition to volumes, you would also see the energies allocated by disposition points. So yeah, so that's how a production accountant can set up energy allocations and run them for any product, or in this case for gas across all the dispositions on gas. Thank you.